You cannot cheat in the sport of boxing. Not if you're going to put on a pair of gloves and get inside that square circle and physically fight somebody, and potentially you could easily lose your life. Then to take anything which will give you enhance your performance.
I don't know. I'm just sick to death with it. I don't know what the answer is. I ain't got the answer. It's just fucked up basically.
I'll get some news. Dillian Whyte fails a VADA test, adverse findings in his samples. What was going through your head when you were reading that statement?
Well, it's very sad, of course, that we've got another drug story on our hands following.
Duke McKenzie destroyed Dillian Whyte for failing drug test, and rightly so. This isn't a minor slip-up, it's a blatant repeat offense. Duke's words hit hard because he speaks truth. Cheating in a deadly sport like boxing is a disgrace. YT has crossed the line, and his license should be history.
If you've done it once, then you got caught out, then you do it again. It can't be contamination, can it? Because you've been caught twice for doing the same thing. So if it was me, take his license away. You know, because you cannot cheat in the sport of boxing.
Even the legendary Colin Hart couldn't spin this into a positive. When a fighter's name is constantly linked to drug tests, the damage is done. Public trust fades. Whether exonerated or not, this repeated drama drags boxing's name through the mud. For the sport's sake, enough is enough.
Forget, he's been failed two previous drug tests. The second one, he was exonerated. So let's not jump to conclusions. But it's not good for him, and it's not good for the sport.
And things only got messier when Johnny Nelson stepped in, unsure, frustrated, and asking the same question we all are. Johnny Nelson's confusion speaks for all of us. Another drug scandal, more silence, and zero clarity. YT's situation mirrors Conor Benn's chaos. Shifting stories, delayed statements, and fans left in the dark. The sport deserves transparency, not shady backroom spin jobs.
No matter what drugs you take, it doesn't make you a better fighter. It might make you stronger, it might make you fit. It doesn't make you a better fighter, and that's proof. You know, so until more news comes out.
When Eddie Hearn says he's being told to keep his big mouth shut, you know this scandal's far from clean. If YT was truly innocent, why all the silence and secrecy? The fact that his promoter's walking on eggshells says it all. There's more smoke and probably more fire.
I think all this stuff's going to come out. Again, I keep being told to keep my big mouth shut until the facts come out, and Dillian Whyte right now is in the process of clearing his name. So Dillian Whyte could fight Saturday.
And while Hearn's playing the quiet game, Dave Coldwell didn't hold back. His raw reaction says it loud and clear. Dave Coldwell didn't mince his words. Cheating bastard was his instinctive response. That raw emotion, it's real. Fans, trainers, fighters, they're sick of this circus. Doesn't matter what substance it is. Fail a drug test and you've betrayed the code. YT's reputation is on life support.
Fucking hell, cheating bastard. You know, that's the initial reaction. Whether it's a first fail or a third fail, that's the initial reaction. Your gut reaction is. But then obviously we don't know what he's failed for yet, and we don't know what it is. But then when it's somebody that's failed 3 times, or this is the third adverse reaction,
Simon Jordan and Spencer Oliver nailed it. No second chances, no forgiveness, no slap on the wrist. In a sport where every punch could change a man's life, performance-enhancing drugs are not just cheating. They're a loaded weapon. This isn't football or tennis. This is boxing, where trust and fair play are everything. If a fighter fails a drug test, especially repeatedly, it's not just a scandal. It's a betrayal of the entire boxing community. Giving someone like Whyte another chance only opens the floodgates for more cheats to sneak through. Simon's harsh tone is the reality check boxing desperately needs. You fail once, maybe, twice or thrice, you're done. Fighters like Moses Idowama train with discipline, earn their shots, and dream clean. Why should their futures be jeopardized by chemically enhanced frauds? Cut the cheaters out for good. That's how you protect boxing's soul.
Yeah, listen, I've always been strong on that. I've always been strong on the fact that I don't believe in giving them a second chance.
You're basically saying no 3 strikes and you're out.
No 3 strikes.
2 strikes and you're out.
No.
1, you fail a test and gone ski.
Absolutely, because I just believe then that moving forward, people would think twice about doing it. If they think, well, you know what, I'll get a second chance anyway, you know, I might get.
And when the promoters and boards start dancing around lawsuits and politics, Frank Warren stepped in to call the whole thing madness. Frank Warren didn't waste time sugarcoating. He called the whole situation crazy. When your career is collapsing and instead of owning up, your team starts talking about lawsuits against the board. That's not innocence, that's desperation. The fact that the fight was never going forward is the clearest signal yet that this wasn't just a misunderstanding. You've got commissions, promoters, and lawyers all tangled in a mess that should have been simple. Did you cheat or didn't you? If Whitey was clean, why not fight? Why all this legal noise? Frank's frustration mirrors what every real boxing fan feels. We're sick of seeing fights collapse because of shady dealings. While Whitey is wrapped up in PR games, Moses Itama and other clean fighters are stuck in limbo, waiting for their fair chance. The sport can't afford to keep defending guys who play dirty and cry foul when caught. Boxing needs backbone and a clean slate.
Let the penny drop that the fight could never go forward. And some of the stuff that's come out since about people being, you know, the board being sued and something, and so forth, is just a non-runner. It's crazy.
Eddie Hearn's trying his best to protect the brand, but let's be real, no one believes in the innocent until proven guilty defense. When it comes to multiple failed tests, boxing fans aren't stupid. The court of public opinion already has its verdict, and Whyte's record isn't helping. Hearn says Whyte needs to clear his name, but how many more times can you play the "we're working on it" card before people tune out? The damage is already done. His reputation is hanging by a thread, and each passing day of silence only tightens the noose. If Whyte wants to fight again, he needs more than legal talk and spin. He needs hard evidence, transparency, and a miracle. Until then, the fans are moving on, and the division, it's ready to crown a new era, led by hungry, clean warriors like Moses Itama. No more hiding behind promoters. This is a fight for legacy.
Like I said, Dillian Whyte and his team will be working to what he has to do now, clear his name and make sure he convinces everybody who thinks he's guilty that he's not. And you know, we live in an age where you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. Right now, I think he's guilty until proven innocent. So that's his job, to make sure that, you know, effectively he's fighting for his career right now.
And when Simon Jordan squared off with Eddie on this issue, the truth finally hit the fan. Simon Jordan delivered the knockout line, cleared beyond reproach. That's for the birds. This isn't courtroom spin, it's cold, brutal reality. Dillian Whyte failed 2 tests. No matter what technicalities his team hides behind, the damage is irreparable. Simon's words reflect the frustration echoing across boxing gyms and fan circles alike. This isn't just about a failed test, it's about a pattern of behavior, a mindset that undermines the honor of the sport. The fact that some still defend Whyte shows just how broken boxing's tolerance has become. When does accountability kick in? When someone gets seriously hurt. Jordan's not buying the PR lines, and neither are we. This isn't a case of guilty versus not guilty. This is about integrity, and right now Whyte has none left in the tank. The division is moving on, and it's time the sport did too.
But the idea, what he is he's able to fight. The idea that he is cleared beyond any reproach is for the birds.
Oh, I disagree. I mean, we're never going to agree on it. We're never going to agree on it.
Well,
but
you guys probably wouldn't. You guys probably wouldn't agree on it.
When you don't receive a ban, when you are cleared and not, the reality is he has not been found guilty.
Right. All right.
Michael Hunter said what everyone's thinking: 3 strikes and you're out. It doesn't get more real than that. In a sport where a single failed test has ruined careers, how does someone like Dillian Whyte survive 3 without facing the full consequences? The hypocrisy is staggering. Hunter's tone isn't angry, it's exhausted. Exhausted by the sport's double standards, by the protect the brand attitude, by watching promising fighters like Moses Itama fight clean, work hard, and still get overshadowed by headlines about another Whyte controversy. Imagine the damage this does to the sport's reputation. Young fighters see these scandals and start wondering if the system even cares. Fans lose trust. The sport loses credibility. Michael isn't just talking about Dillian, he's talking about the future of boxing. If the rules don't apply equally, then what's left? Hunter's message is crystal clear. 3 failed tests shouldn't just be a red flag, it should be a full stop. Ban him. Move on. Let real fighters rise.
I mean, 3 strikes, you're out. I mean, we've crucified some people some fighters for popping one time. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know what I'm saying, and Dillian should be no different. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the situation is, but to be caught 3 times, and just to paint the narrative that they do. You know what I'm saying? And it's bad for.
Tony Bellew doesn't throw around praise casually, so when he calls Moses Itama the future of the heavyweight division, you pay attention. In a world where fighters like Dillian Whyte are drowning in scandals, Moses represents everything boxing should be. Bellew compares him to Usyk, not in style, but in spirit. That hunger, that discipline, that will to rise clean. Sure, Moses may not yet be as refined, but he's a raw force with a champion's mindset. And unlike Whyte, Moses doesn't need shortcuts. He's got natural power, composure beyond his years, and a scary level of maturity in the ring. Bellew admits the size could be a concern, but look at Usyk. Greatness isn't about size, it's about skill, will, and IQ. While Whyte clings to fading glory and tarnished credibility, Moses is the rising storm, building momentum with every fight. Bellew sees it, the fans see it, and soon the whole world will. Moses isn't the next Whyte, he's the antidote to Whyte. The torch has officially been passed.
But he's the next in line. I think he's the future of the heavyweight division. I think he's an outstanding talent. I think he's got a good team around him, Ben Davison and Lee Wiley. Wiley is the brains that study everything, and they use what we call video analysis now in boxing. They're the one team.
Spencer Oliver isn't just predicting a win, he's predicting a statement. When he says Moses Itama wins it in style, he's calling for a performance that not only shuts down Whyte, but forces the world to take notice. This isn't just a fight, it's a passing of the torch. While Whyte scrambles to clear his name in courtrooms and commissions, Moses is making noise the right way, in the gym, in the ring, and in the minds of fans and legends alike. Spencer sees the timing, and he's right. This is the perfect moment for Moses to make his mark. Whyte has become a symbol of everything wrong with the sport. Moses, he's the reset. A clean slate fighter with no baggage, just ambition. This isn't just about beating Whyte, it's about showing that boxing still belongs to the honest, the hungry, and the clean. If Moses wins in style, as Spencer predicts, it will be more than a victory. It'll be a statement to the entire division.
He'll come and give it everything because he knows it's last chance saloon for him. He needs the victory here. So, look, we find out just how good Moses Itama is, I think, on the 16th of August when he boxes Dillian Whyte, because I think he wins it and wins it in style. But everyone they put in front of him so far, he's just dismantled. I think this kid's going to go on and win.
And Derek Chisora? He didn't even bother sugarcoating it, he thinks. Whitey's got zero chance. Derek Chisora doesn't deal in fluff. And when he says you've got a better chance of winning the lottery than beating Moses Itama, he means it. That's not trash talk, that's brutal honesty. Whitey may have experience, but Moses has youth, speed, elite training, and a clean conscience. At just 24, Moses is trained by one of the best, fueled by hunger, and surrounded by belief. Meanwhile, Whitey enters this with scandals hanging over him like a dark cloud. His legacy is shaky, his confidence bruised, and public opinion turning fast. Chisora's words echo what most fighters in the game already know. Moses is a nightmare matchup. He's sharp, disciplined, and improving with every round. And when someone like Chisora, who's been in wars, says the odds are near impossible for Whitey, believe it. This isn't just about age or training, it's about momentum, mindset, and trust. And right now, Whitey's running on fumes. Moses isn't just expected to win, he's expected to make it look easy.
Boxing a guy who's 24 years old, who's got always faculties right, getting trained by one of the best trainers in the United Kingdom. And then, mate, it's like, you got more chance of winning the lottery than you beating that Moses Itama, let's be honest.
Now the stage is set for one of the most symbolic fights British boxing has seen in years, and it's no longer just about punches, it's about principles. If Moses Itama wins, he doesn't just defeat Dillian Whyte, he buries a crumbling legacy built on failed drug tests, excuses, and second chances no one earned. This would mark a definitive shift from an era of scandals and tainted names to a new generation that believes in clean competition and earned respect. Moses represents more than talent. He's the antidote to everything fans are tired of. But what if Whyte pulls it off? What if he shocks the world and silences the critics with one ruthless performance? It's unlikely, but if it happens, the controversy deepens. Does it redeem him, or does it just prove that the sport still rewards the wrong kind of fighter? Mentally, Moses is fresh, sharp, and unfazed. YT, on the other hand, walks in with the weight of the world and the stench of scandal trailing behind. This fight isn't just about belts or rankings, it's about credibility. Who do you trust to carry boxing into the future? A rising, disciplined powerhouse, or a fading storm cloud full of questions? Are you backing Moses Itama, the people's choice and future world champ, or do you think Dillian Whyte has one last shock left in him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let the debate explode.